This is the story of an unfortunate man, Julius, who on October the 8th, 2015 was shot 4 times in an altercation with a friend. One of these bullets entered his neck and jaw from the right. Another entered his right flank and abdomen, tearing up his liver and right kidney. It's still lodged in his belly with fragments throughout. Another entered his chest, ripping into his lung, but the most devastating of all was the bullet that entered his spine on the 12th thoracic vertebrae, severing his spinal cord. This left Julius with paralysis from his mid-abdomen down. He also lost all feeling from this level down as well. In addition, he lost all control of his bowel and bladder, resulting in a neurogenic bowel. For the first 9 weeks of his rehab stay, Julius had completely flaccid legs. Both his legs were like wet noodles with absolutely no spasm or twitch. And one day, the physical therapist came to me and said, "Dr. Clark, you need to see this." I went over to the workout mat to see Julius moving his leg, activating his hip adductor muscles. Not much, but clearly a voluntary motor movement.
I went back to rehab and I prayed again before I went to sleep. And then that's when me and Kumar got on the mat for rehab, and we was doing PT, and he was like, "Move your leg, Julius." I was looking at him like, "Kumar, you know I can't, you know, Kumar be joking." And I was like, "Kumar, you know I can't move my leg." He's like, "Come on, buddy, come on, come on. And so I said, I did it. I said, "What?" He said, "Do the other leg." All right, and the other leg, I said, "Oh," I started crying. I said, "God, answer my prayer." Like the next day. It wasn't even the next day, it's like hours.
Within another 8 days, there was an astonishingly rapid recovery of hip flexion in both legs, quadriceps activation, and rudimentary ambulation. This is consistent with our experience in other patients. I suspect that there's a period of time after the start of this protocol when the stem cells are released and activated. Once they've been transformed into neurons and glial cells and myelin-generating cells, they become integrated into the neural network. The therapies activate release of chemotactic elements, chemicals released by the passive moving of the muscles and joints, which draw the neural connections to them like a tractor beam. The connections are then integrated into the neural network, and this seems to happen with an exponential speed. You were in the hospital with me for about a little over 8 weeks, closer to 9, and you didn't do anything, you had no movement then from October to like April.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly Kumar said, "You gotta look at this."
Yes.
And that's when you were starting to move your legs.
Yes, at first I couldn't move.
Nothing?
My legs couldn't move nothing. But as I got to working with Kumar and you want me and Susan, and then a month and a half, I went to PT and I started moving my legs. And they said I couldn't.
Yeah. You said you were going to be paralyzed forever?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're telling me today that you're starting to feel your bladder.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell when it's full. Starting to feel your toes.
Yes.
So your spinal cord is still healing. You know, that's the kind of stuff you never see. You picture that far out from your injury. You're still getting stuff back.
My godmama, she came in and she like rubbing my leg.
Yeah.
And she trying to make my blood flow.
Okay.
And she started rubbing my toes like massaging real fast.
Okay.
To make my blood flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, she said, "Close your eyes." I closed my eyes and she pinched me. I said, "You pinched my toe." She said, you feel it?" I said, "Yeah, mama, I feel it. You pinched my toe." And she said, "What toe I pinched?" I said, "You pinched my big toe." And she started crying.
Oh my Lord.
She started crying. She said, "Tell me God ain't good."
He's saying that the right big toe is the one you feel it on, right?
She pinched. I felt
He's definitely getting recovery
Great.
of not only the motor and the power,
But the sensory.
but the sensory too,
Hallelujah.
even the bladder. After 4 months from the injury, it's unlikely that these neurologic changes were due to a recovery from a spinal shock. The most parsimonious and plausible explanation given such a dramatic return of function in so many muscle groups over an 8-day period once the process began is the regeneration of connections across the area of spinal cord damage. This means that if all the neurochemical elements are present, neurogenesis and repair can still happen long after an injury was thought to be permanent.